Good day, everyone. This is Mrs. Loida S. Subong, Principal 2 of Ungka 2 Elementary School, District of Pavia. I will be presenting to you our Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan Plus for the school year 2021-2022. Ungka 2 Elementary School is one of the schools all throughout the world that experience over a year of fighting the battles against COVID-19 pandemic in different aspects of our delivery and introducing lessons to our learners. Continuity planning is essential to the school's operational effectiveness and ability to fulfill its mission in teaching and learning. Thus, Ungka 2 Elementary School Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan Plus was crafted with utmost care so as not to compromise the learners and school personnel safety for the coming school year 2021-2022. General objectives: to provide assistance and support to learners in embracing the new normal in education and the COVID-19 situation in the country. Specific objectives: to ensure that learners of Ungka 2 Elementary School continue to learn the COVID-19 pandemic. We aspire to: number 1, provide support and assistance to engage learners to continue learning even normal school operations are disrupted. Continue to help learners while physical access to schools are fully or partially restructured, adhering to the policies and guidelines of the government. Utilize varied learning modalities suited to the needs of the learners while conducting the availability of learning resources, ICT facilities, and capability of teachers. Strengthening partnership with parents or guardians to ensure that learning will continue at home. And the last one is to capacitate teachers, parent guardians, and stakeholders to create positive learning environments to learners, whether at school, home, or community. Challenges and action taken. Number 1, parents' responsibilities, abilities, and availabilities to support learners. Most of the parents of Ungka 2 Elementary School are working parents, thus mostly do not follow their schedule in getting and returning modules, which causes modules to be in bulk. Number 2, internet connectivity or the ICT facilities. Before, Ungka 2 Elementary School has only one internet connectivity, which is the Globe. Since then, PLDT was added to suffice teachers' needs in internet connection. Number 3, learners' behavior and interest. Study habits at home is different from school. Most learners have no focus on their modules. Rather, they prefer to watch TV and play video games, thus affect the efficacy of learnings. Number 4, printing of modules. Resources of the school are limited. Google Drive and links were sent delayed to teachers, which at the same time, the reproduction and distribution was also delayed. Errors and numerals of pages per subject area gives chaos to teachers. Printers of the school were damaged, which cannot sustain bulk of modules from kinder to grade 6. It came to a point where teachers pour out their personal money just to repair their old age printers and avail loans to buy new ones. Action taken. Communicating through Facebook page, group chats, video calls, texts, and calls. With regards to internet connectivity and ICT facilities, our LGU has provided us with internet connectivity. Regarding printing of modules, LGU of Pavia sent Learning Support Aid or LSA. LGU of Pavia donated photocopiers and printers. Another one is the realignment of MOOE. And the last one is stakeholders and parents donated alcohols, disinfectants, and other materials used for printing. I would like to share to you the best and effective practices for the school year 2020-2021. Number 1, we have Ungka 2 Elementary School, Pag-ulikid through Learner Support Aid. Implementation is the LGU to support the new normal setup of education, sent LSA's implementation. The LGU to support the new normal setup of education sent LSA aides from the ranking of the district. They will help in the reproduction and printing of modules, follow up learners with backlogs with their modules. And the impact is maximize the printing of modules as well as helping in preparing, sorting, and checking of modules, lessen the number of backlogs. Number 2, learning activities enhancement. With this implementation, there will be additional practices and answer sheets sent to learners as part of their outputs, like modules, supplementary activities were answered or act out and sent through videos to the advisors. And the impact is learning took place every week, even modules were late in production. There are activities that are hands-on and manipulate, which arises the interest of learners. Number 3, home visitation. Teachers visits the homes of concerned learners, carrying the modules and activities. What is the impact of this? Teachers, parents, and learners had the deliberation for the improvement of the performance of the learner. Next is the video tutorial lessons sent by teachers to learners. The implementation, with this implementation, the teacher will provide lessons from the internet or teacher-made videos to help the learners understand clearly the lessons. And the impact is clearer approach to learners and one of the best strategy to explain the lessons visually. The next one is mentoring of teachers by LAC leaders during inset. There will be prepared matrix to the strengths, weaknesses, and problems of the school. Teachers, learners, which will be discussed through collaborations of LAC leaders and teachers and finding ways and additions and solutions for the problems. With this, the impact is easily identified strategies and methods to use and support the needs of the school, teachers, and learners. Another one is the use of technology to promote learning. The school gives fund to produce internet connections and as well as the initiative of teachers to easily deliver learning for the use of technology. And the impact is less contact face-to-face between teachers and learners. Discussions, communications is easy and unchallenging. And the last one is Maestra, tara na, sumba kita. The implementation is spearheaded by our school principal. The teachers are encouraged to have 1 hour of Zumba once a week. And the impact for this is to introduce healthy lifestyle and build stronger immune system for teachers, especially in the reproduction of our modules. Lessons learned for the school year 2020-2021. To summarize our lessons learned last year, the changes brought about by pandemic COVID-19 causes lots of ripple effects in the field of education. This is the first time in history of education, and handling this situation is not easy. Parents, teachers, and stakeholders play a vital role in facilitating learning towards their own child. They are the pillars of the community in supporting the school needs even in their hardest times of their lives. Operationalization of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan Plus. Our projected enrollment from kindergarten to grade 6 is 772, 407 male and 365 female. At present, Ungka 2 Elementary School has 21 teachers, 2 males and 19 females. For the program offerings, Ungka 2 offers regular class from kindergarten to grade 6. Learning delivery modalities, platforms, and strategies. Ungka 2 Elementary School offers distance learning modality, which is modular printed, with the following platforms: the use of learning resources, materials, and modules, like for example, the slides, the video, and audio files. Number 2, use of e-learning materials. Number 3, access to LR portals. Number 4, access to DepEd Commons. Number 5, free access to open educational resources. Strategies, since we are in modular printed, soft copies from regional office and division office, database, received by teachers using Google Drive. Then after that, print hard copies of modules. And this will be distributed to parents or guardians. And lastly, pass to the learners. Here is a sample class program for Ungka 2 Elementary School. Each grade level prepared a class program for face-to-face classes in case the DepEd mandates. The planning committee agreed to have a once-a-week face-to-face class with a maximum of 5 learners for class in an 8 by 7 meter classroom size. Other days will be spent for home learning. Every day, different grade level will be holding face-to-face class. Here is our classroom setup. This is our classroom setup in case there will be a face-to-face classes. Health sanitation like tooth bath, wash area, and alcohol dispenser will be available to ensure safety of the learners. Regardless of the number of learners per section, a ratio of 1:5 will strictly implemented. For the provision of food through home gardening, we want to give the best services to our learners. But since pandemic has so many provisions, thus we decided to let learners bring their own snacks and lunch to ensure safety and healthy food for our learners. Parents' guide were distributed by the school to inform the policies, schedule of distribution, and retrieval of modules, and safety health protocols to be followed when entering the school premises. Here is our pre-enrollment procedure. A committee was created to assign teacher to certain tasks, like contact persons in Ungka 2 Elementary School FB page and tarpaulins. Committee of Reproduction of LESF was also created and put in a box near the gate wherein parents can reach and get. Infographics were posted on school official social media and even on barangay hall and other conspicuous area like stores. One of the major concerns of our school is the health and safety of our learners. Thus, we have the following facilities. Classrooms. We have 19 classrooms and will be utilized for instructional purposes. Teachers' Lounge. The conference room will serve as an area where teachers during vacant period to prepare instructional materials, reproduce activities sheets, and others. Hands-free hand washing facilities. This will be installed in different strategic locations as part of the precautionary measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Same with the foot bath alcohol dispenser at the entrance gate and the doorstep of each classroom. Holding area. This area will be set up at the entrance gate where learners who will be found out to have high temperature after thermal scanning will be comfortably resting until further actions will be done. Next is the LR area classroom. This area will hold all learning materials such as modules, activity sheets, books, etc. for easy access. Another one is the isolation room. This is designated room where learners who manifest symptoms of COVID-19. This will also serve as the holding area where learners could stay while waiting to be fetched, to go home, to be brought to a medical facility. For the teaching and non-teaching personnel vaccination, Ed Secretary Leonor Briones encouraged teachers to be fully vaccinated, especially before the class for September 13, 2021 starts. At present, only 3 teachers were vaccinated. Others are just enlisted at the RHU of Bavia for the next batch of vaccination. Partnerships are a critical component of educational system. Community-based organizations, alumni, local government units, and private companies are the most common partners of the schools. The community is the biggest stakeholder in the educational system. This is because local schools educate future employees, business owners, and community leaders. A solid education program builds a stronger community by preparing students to be successful community members. Our stakeholders, like local government units or the LGU, has donated printers, laptops, photocopiers, reams of bond papers, school supplies, notebooks, envelopes, crayons, pencils, and others. Our parents have donated cash, reams of bond papers, inks, face masks, alcohols, hand washing liquid soaps. Another stakeholder like Petron, they have donated reams of bond papers. And lastly, our alumni had donated also printers, reams of bond papers to the respective advisors. The school planning team has identified personnel and each role and responsibilities to ensure the implementation of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan class. Ungka 2 Elementary School BELCP Plus was crafted with utmost care so as not to compromise the learners and school personnel safety for the coming school year 2021-2022.